All right, let's dive in. Today, we're going to talk about something absolutely amazing, one of the most incredible engineering marvels ever created. And the craziest part? It's working inside you right now. So let's start our tour of the body's superhighway, the circulatory system.
I mean, seriously, what if I told you that? It sounds like something out of a science fiction movie, doesn't it? But no, it's totally real. This massive, 60,000-mile network is your circulatory system. It's a non-stop, 24/7 superhighway that acts as a delivery service, a waste removal crew, and it's literally the thing keeping you alive every single second of the day.
So here's where we're headed on our tour today. We'll kick things off with the river of life. Yeah, we're talking about blood. Then we'll pop the hood and check out the system's mighty engine, the heart. After that, we'll map out the highway system of vessels, see how it's all managed, and finally, we'll take a look at what happens when that highway runs into trouble.
Okay, first stop on our tour, the river of life. Because let's be honest, what good is a highway if you don't have any vehicles or precious cargo to move around? In our bodies, that whole transport system, well, that's our blood.
You know, it's no joke when they call blood the fluid of life. Just think of it as the ultimate courier service. It carries all the good stuff, like the oxygen that fuels your cells and the nutrients from your lunch. But at the same time, it's also the sanitation department, hauling away all the waste products to keep everything running nice and clean. And here's the thing, blood isn't just one substance. Oh no, it's actually a super complex team of different components all working together. As you can see, most of it is plasma. That's the liquid everything else floats in. The rest is made up of different kinds of cells, red blood cells, white blood cells, and platelets. And trust me, each one has a very, very specific job to do.
And this division of labor is just incredible. Your red blood cells, they're the oxygen delivery trucks. Your white blood cells are the security guards, the bouncers, fighting off any infections to try to crash the party. Platelets are the emergency repair crew, rushing to the scene of a cut to plug up the leak. And the plasma? Well, that's the river itself, making sure this whole team can flow smoothly wherever it needs to go.
And we can't forget about the unsung hero of the whole operation, the lymphatic system. It's kind of like a parallel network that works right alongside the blood vessels. You can think of it as the highway's maintenance crew. It's busy cleaning up excess fluid, helping absorb fats, and it's a major player in your immune system. Super important stuff. Okay, so we've got our cargo and our delivery vehicles. But every superhighway needs a powerful engine to keep all that traffic moving, right? In our bodies, that relentless, non-stop engine is, you guessed it, the heart.
The heart is, and I don't think this is an exaggeration, an absolutely incredible muscular pump. It's cleverly divided into 4 chambers. The 2 at the top, the atria, act like receiving docks for all the blood coming back. And the 2 powerful ventricles down below, those are the main pumps, forcefully sending that blood out on its journey through the body.
Every single heartbeat is this perfectly timed 3-step dance. First, the atria give a squeeze, pushing blood down into the ventricles. Then, the really powerful ventricles contract, launching blood out to your lungs and the rest of your body. And finally, the whole muscle just relaxes for a split second to refill. Lather, rinse, repeat. About 70 times every single minute, without you even thinking about it.
So how can we even measure this unbelievable workload? Well, scientists use something called cardiac output. It's just the total amount of blood your heart pumps out in 1 minute. And the math is simple. You just multiply the amount of blood pushed out with each beat, that's your stroke volume, by your heart rate. It's a simple formula that shows just how efficient this thing is. Now get ready for this. When you're just sitting there, chilling out, your heart pumps about 5 liters of blood every single minute. To put that in perspective, that means your entire blood supply does a full lap of your body in just 60 seconds. And that's just when you're resting. When you start exercising, that number can jump to over 20 liters a minute. It is just staggering.
All right, we've got the cargo, we've got the engine. Now let's actually map out the roads themselves, the incredibly intricate network of blood vessels that make up this highway system. So the whole system is basically built around 2 main types of highways, arteries and veins. Here's an easy way to remember the difference. Arteries carry blood away from the heart, and they're usually full of fresh, oxygenated blood. Veins carry blood back to the heart. And connecting these big highways are the tiny capillaries. Think of those as the local side streets where the real work of dropping off oxygen and picking up waste actually happens.
Now, what makes our system so crazy efficient is that it's a double circulation system.
The blood basically makes two different loops. You've got the pulmonary circuit, which is a quick trip from the heart to the lungs for a pit stop to get oxygen. Then you have the systemic circuit. That's the long-haul journey, taking that fresh oxygen to every single other part of your body before heading back.
Now you might be wondering, with all this going on, how does a system this complicated not just turn into one giant traffic jam? Well, it needs a really sophisticated traffic control center to manage everything. So how does the body pull that off?
It all comes down to regulation. I mean, think about it. Whether you're fast asleep or sprinting for a bus, your body's needs are changing constantly. So your nervous system and your hormones are always working together, adjusting your heart speed and power on the fly, making sure every cell gets exactly what it needs right when it needs it.
The easiest way to think about it is like driving a car. Your sympathetic nervous system, that's the accelerator. It hits the gas and speeds things up when you need a burst of energy. The parasympathetic system is the brakes, slowing everything down so you can rest and recover. And hormones, like adrenaline, that's the turbo boost for those fight or flight moments when you need everything you've got.
But just like any highway, sometimes this perfectly tuned system runs into trouble. So let's talk about the roadblocks, the traffic jams, and the breakdowns that can happen on this incredible superhighway. There are a few common issues that can pop up. Things like hypertension, which is just high blood pressure, coronary artery disease, which is when the heart's own fuel lines get clogged up, angina, that's chest pain from a lack of oxygen, and even heart failure, which is when the pump itself just starts to get weaker. Let's just zoom in on hypertension for a sec. All that means is that the pressure inside your highways is consistently cranked up way too high. This constant strain starts to damage the walls of the blood vessels and forces the heart to work way harder than it should, making it a huge risk factor for much more serious problems down the line. So, from the river of life flowing through us, to the mighty engine that never stops and its vast network of roads, your circulatory system is just a masterpiece. It's truly built to last a lifetime. So the only real question left is, knowing just how amazing it is, how are you going to maintain it? Thanks for taking this tour with me.